Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's a short day for us in the States. Everything seems to be trading. I mean, you can just, let me just drift for a second to show you what the S&Ps look like. Here is our intraday S&P. Look at the poor thing. It's just like locked, going nowhere slowly. I wouldn't trust any of the technical analysis at all. It's so thin. I figure we'll do, a quick run and gun and get out of here because, it's not something you want to, it's almost like a 4-day weekend here in the States. And so I don't see, I'd be surprised. Maybe as the New York opens up at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, there'll be some decent trading in the stocks because, it'll be mainly out of, how can I say that? Out of the United States, not in the United States. So the end result is it'll be the ICE New York Stock Exchange doing the execution. Same thing with the the NASDAQ, which is 5 times greater now than the New York. And so hey, there you are. There's, let's see. Oh, let me get my glasses on. I see. There's Paul. Paul Henry Michael Lemon. Oh my God, de Valacourt. Doc. And that reminds me of a John Wayne film. Anytime anybody starts off with Paul Henry and has a Henry in there, and, 2 first names, then a third. Oh yeah, reminds me of John Wayne. Hey Janos, good morning. Tesla should start the day with a gap up about 6%. Yeah, we can take a look at that because I'm sure I have pre-trading at this point and see what's going on. Open workspace. Go to stock. Robin stock. And there is that. Let's see. There it is right there. Tesla, yeah, they got it. They're flirting with it. In what's the opening? A 277.70. 69s trade. 69s are bid for. 68s, 70s are bid again. And so you can see there, yeah, and we're in a daily buy and a weekly buy for, what's that, about 6-7 weeks now? Let's see that. There we are. We went into the buy in the weekly buy in back on the 5th of May. No, in the 25th of May. That's what it is. That week, the fast algorithm, and actually the fast algorithm, as you can, let's see if you can fix that line. There it is right there. You see the fast algorithm went into it literally about a week and a half beforehand down in the 170 area, 70 area. And here we are trading in the 277 area. What did I say, 160? So it's up over 100 points since it's gone into the fast algorithm weekly. The slow algorithm is back in here. I guess you could say it's right there to be exact. That is 182.90 close with a 178 low. So you can see here we've taken out this high here of the 76 area, 276. So it's up over $100. You're right. Good point. Miss Check. Hey, Miss Check. How you doing? So Paul Henry says, could you speak a little bit louder? How about now? Is that any better? Because I'm French and difficult to understand all you say. I will go slower. Doc will go slower. Allah, how you doing? Let's see, after Miss Check, Allah, Ali. I'm gonna call you Ali. How's that? And Robin. Hey, Robin. So is that any better? Can you hear me clearer now, or louder, or whatever? So as you can see here, the strength, in Tesla is looking pretty good. The stock market overall is kind of thin, but we're going to see that kind of action. We'll see what they're going to do. It's going to be very, very entertaining. See what kind of thing is going on now. Excellent, Ollie. How you doing today? Looking for we're kind of here. We're like I guess the best way to describe it is it's like a 4-day weekend, and in many ways, I can see a lot of hedge funds trying to take their whole week off. So in other words, I could see where they go, okay, we'll have somebody sit at the desk on Monday morning, and then show up again on Wednesday. We'll have some Zoom meetings. We'll treat it like COVID, and then we'll be back really on Monday. I think that's how it's really going to play out, because you got to figure the markets go back into full force on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So it's a 3-day week. People are going to want to figure out how to get out the door, try to take benefit of this whole thing. And that's usually the way in other words, traders and fund managers try to find the deadest points in a market to take off. I remember a few knuckleheads that would love this, because then they wouldn't be bothered by everybody else. In other words, no one would be calling the office and irritating them. But overall, some who wanted to go to like summer homes and enjoy the week with the kids and so forth would do that. It was always a mix, of I want to call it stupidity and smart. Because as a trader, when you have positions on 24/7, you kind of need to always keep an eye on it. That's what it really comes down to. Speaking of which, I want to see what mine looks like. What does mine look like? Okay, not bad. I have a decay position on, where I put it on Tuesday last week, thinking that, or Wednesday of last week, thinking that the decay factor would kick out in the morning, and sure enough, it has, and it's doing its job nicely. Anyhow, let's go back to, now that you've seen the Tesla, but remember, traders, if you have a desire to see anything at all, go for it. Tell me, we'll throw it up on the screen. And from there, we're going to go over to the dollar index on Chicago Quant, right there. There's heating oil for those that actually watch heating oil. And that's the August contract, isn't it? Yeah, August contract. And you can see it's trying to play with a weekly sell after 5 weeks and a weekly buy. We'll see how that plays out by the end of the week. Let's get the dollar index there up on the screen. There it is right there. You see it's still in a daily buy with all that noise. And you can see we're in a weekly sell. So the thing is going up, sloping up, telling you be careful, don't be short, right? And at the same time, on a short-term basis of day to day. And then at the same time, on a weekly basis, it's been short since this little sell-off in here. And, it was okay. It kind of made money out of it. And what I mean by kind, it made a new low there. Then it kind of got above where it went into the short. Then it went back down and made a new low there. And it made a new low there. And now, we went into the daily buy here. And depending on how good you are with your money management, it's I think we had a green line. What was that? That was just minus. Yeah, so, it could be, I'd say, a 40% chance you made money out of it using good money management, and 60% chance that you are being lazy and don't use good money management. But you can see here the weekly itself on a dollar index in the September contract is still drifting. Now, you can see here the fast algorithm has perked its head up, and it's trying to get going. Now, when we go look at J4X over here, let's check out J4X over here. And let's see. Oh, what do we got here? Delta. Look at that. Ali wants to see. Wait a minute. Giannis starts off with Oracle. Let's go find Oracle. What's the symbol on that? Usually I can remember those things. I should remember those things. I'll find it if you don't know it. Let's see. Let's find a spot to put Oracle in. Show you. Oh, there's your NVDA. So let's turn on your NVDA just so you can see that. It's in a daily buy for 3 days. And it's been in that weekly buy forever and ever and ever and ever and ever since back in January, down in the 165 area. And where's it at now? 424. Okay, so there's your there's your NVDA. I think we'll leave that in there since you like to look at that. I have two NVDAs. So let's do this. Let's put Oracle in there. Did I detach that? I hope I didn't detach that. No, I didn't detach that, did I? No. Let's go like that. Now, Oracle. Of course, it's spelled like it's like it says. I understand he's become third richest man in the world now. That's pretty good. I always liked him, Larry Ellison. He's gone in and out throughout the years. How about that? We don't have Oracle in there. I guess that's because this is the new computer. And okay, so let's copy that And let's put that in there. Copy. Add symbol. Stock. Oracle. Paste. Look up. Okay. I know years on and off. There it is. Okay, I've looked at Oracle. Close. All right. Okay, there's the first part. Trading at 119. Let's get the weekly in there. Paste. There we are. And you can see that's also been like the NVDA. It went into the weekly buy back in March. Back in here. Down in the... What do we got here? What is that? The 88 area. Okay. And it's traded as high as 127 about 3 weeks ago. And now we're flirting with the 1893 and a daily buy for a couple days here. Let's move some of these. Let's widen this daily buy stuff too so you can see it better. There we go, like that. Let's raise it up like so. There we are. Move that one right there. Move that cell like right there. Let's widen that a little bit. Let's put the weekly in there. Like so. Move that over a little right there. That's your weekly buy there. And then let's, what do we got here? Let's move that cell, this cell right there, to there. Wait a minute, there's one there too, isn't there? That's, what is that? We don't know if that, well, let's just leave it like it is. And then put the buy in right in between that, like that. There's your buy there. And then, let's see what else we got going. Then where's that last buy? Right there. Oh, and there's a sell there too. So there's a sell there. And then there's a, let's see if I can steal another one instead of having to create one. Ah, good. Where is it at? There's the buy again right there. That kind of gives you the flavor of it. Let's widen it out for you. And there it is. So went into the buy there. Boy, that was a long ride. Up to there, goes into a sell one day and back into the buy again. And catches pretty much most of that 100 to 127 move. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's you know, Oracle. I'm happy to see Oracle do as well as it does. All right, now let's see. Ollie says, let's see the euro. Let's go over to the euro. Let's see what the euro looks like. It's a busy Monday morning. That's so cool. You know, I rarely get these. Sometimes I'm like talking to myself for ever and ever. There it is there. You can see the euro is still in a daily sell for the last 3 days. It made a new low, but it didn't take out the high, but it's still higher than when it went into a sell. It's in a weekly buy, so no trader should be taking that sell unless you're doing it through derivatives like options and so forth. Not futures, not hard delta, a soft delta, or a binary. That's the only way you would take a trade like that. And so it's been in a weekly buy now for going on a 4th week. And it's in a daily sell for 3 days here with sideways sloppy action. How's that, Ali, on the euro? Now, where do we go from there? Let's see. Who we got next? Ali says Forex. Okay, cool. Let's see. Delta Airlines. Okay, let's find Delta Airlines. I used to have that. That was always a big popular airline to follow. Let's see. What do we got here? Let's do this. All right, let's put it in where Asher is. Delta Airlines. Let's find the symbol on Delta Airlines. Delta Dawn. Let's see, trading. There we are. Nope, not that one. Nope. Let's try that again. Delta There we are. And Delta Airlines. Delta Airlines. Well, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Oh, what did I do? I tried to do it in the wrong machine. There it is. Delta, wrong keyboard. Delta Airlines. Let's try it one more time. Delta. There it is. That's right, Dallas. I always like that symbol. I always like that symbol. D-A-L. Delta Dawn. Add the symbol, and it's a stock. D-A-L. Used to have that one in there. That was a very popular, every so often, every decade or so, it becomes extremely popular, Delta Airlines. Let's see, there's a London exchange. There's the NYSE. Add, OK. Close. And there's Delta. There you go. Oh, man, look at that thing go. Delta. Okay, so it's been in the weekly buy since the 35 area. Let's just tighten it up a little bit for you. Just make sure I have all the... Let me just double check, make sure I did put all the symbols in. Yep, both are deltas, the weekly and the daily. So, oh man, there's no lines in here? Oh, there's a weekly there. Let's steal that weekly. If I don't have to create a line, I'm going to do that. Okay, there it is. There's the weekly where it joined in. It looks like it wasn't a weekly and then went into a sell for a couple of weeks. And so it went into the buy in the low 37 area, 36 area? 36 area. And where is it at now? 47 area. So what's that, like a 20% gain? Not bad. And then let's put some lines in on the daily because it doesn't look like, look at that. It went into the daily buy right there. Wow, talk about winner, winner, chicken dinner, huh? So it goes into the buy at 38, maybe is that? What is that? 37.10. And it's been in the daily buy that whole ride up. Funny. There was a buy here. So that was a nice little win. Then the sell for a couple days that did barely nothing. But again, we're in a weekly buy, so you do not take the short. Okay, unless you're going to do it through an option spread or something like that. You know, a binary thing. Then you got your first daily buy. Yeah, that was the first buy. That was a win. It's only been 2 trades. Only 2 buy signals out of the last mid-May. So what a winner. It's that like a 100% win. All right, who's next on this party? Norwegian Cruise Line. All right, Giannis. Let's check that puppy out. Let's see, format. What's the symbol on that one? All right, I'll go hunt it down. Let's see who can hunt it down first. Norwegian Cruise Line. Norwegian Cruise Line. I heard something positive about them. Oh, wait a second. Am I punching that in right? Yeah. Yeah, I am. There we are. Norwegian Cruise Line. Let's see. Vodafone. No. Norwegian Cruise Line. NCHL. Okay. All right, so let's try that. NCHL. So we want to add a symbol. Look up. No symbol. What did I do wrong there? Let's try that again. Oh, I reversed it. My dyslexia jumped in. LH. There we are. Always have a problem with valves. None of them are vowels. How about that? That's odd. Usually I have a problem with vowels. That's usually it freaks me out. That's very rare for me to spell wrong when it's not a valve. Okay, there we go. We've got it added. Yes, yes, I hear you. Okay, let's go like that. And see. There it is, LH. Wow, it looks like Delta Airlines. All right, and see. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Went into the weekly. Oh, no, that's been in a weekly buy since April, since back in here. From the 12, 13 area, I guess the 13 area, right? 1305. It's been in a weekly buy. And then it went into a daily buy here. Let's find all the buys. So there's your first buy. That's a winner, winner, chicken dinner. I'll change. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change that color to green. 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 There we go. You extend, no, use as a default. There we are. Then the next buy was right there. Another winner. Then the next buy was right there. Right there. No, back one. Third winner in a row. Some are big winners, some are small winners. That's the way it usually works. Then that stayed in a buy to, wow, all the way to right there. So that went all the way to, let's put a red one in there like that. So there's 4 wins in a row. Is that 4 wins in a row? Yeah, 4 wins in a row. And then, oh, it's still in a buy. So it went into the buy here, drifted around. Now your stops might have taken you out here. Well, but if not, you would have, you know, one thing's for sure, you wouldn't have been short. That's the best thing of all. So at least you would not have been playing the downside, because it hasn't given a downside signal whatsoever. So, you know, if you're stopped out, fine, but then you would be long again. You know, actually it's really hard to get stopped out on this, but I guess it would, because that's a pretty good drift down to, you know, percentage-wise. So, but that's where the buy went in, and if you're using options and binaries, it's a winner, winner, chicken dinner. Where'd you get long at here? You get long at 1929, and it runs as high as yesterday of 2190. So that's pretty good. So that is hot lemonade. I like that. That's so good. All right, now let's go where to the next one is. Let's see, Apple. These pop into my mind. That's all right. I don't have any problem with it. It's better than me trying to make small talk. Look, I like the idea of communicating, you know, about markets. You know, and when I don't have anybody asking me questions, I start to go out there on cloud 9. You know me, I start to theoretically and you know, develop concepts and ideas from anything. You know, let's open this up. Where's it at? Right there, stock, because I have Apple on there. Here she comes. She's been in a weekly buy, like, I don't know, 18 weeks or something like that. There it is. Where's the dots at? I don't know where the dots are at. Let's fix that. Format indicator. Add. Where are the dots? Dot, 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 dot. And okay, there you go. Close. So it's been in a daily buy for, like, I don't know, 18 days. So we're going to put the buys in there, because you can see we've been in a weekly buy since the end of March. We've been in a weekly buy all the way back in there. Where was that at? That was when it was only was it a $2 trillion company at that point, or a little less? I think it was $1.5 trillion. Now it's a $3 trillion company. So we went into the weekly buy there. Like that, like that, like that. And then, let's see, it was in a daily buy from there. There's a buy. Let's just move this over a little bit so you can see. And then it goes into a sell here. You can't take the sell. And one day it goes into a sell, profit takers, and it goes right back into the buy 2 days later, right there. Another winner, 2 winners in a row. Then right there. That's a nice little win. Not the biggest win in the world, but it's a win, 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 win. Actually, it doesn't go into a sell until right there. Then another buy right there, and it's part of that buy. That could be a break even at best. You know, it's going to be it could be a profit. It's hard to say how good you are as a trader. You know, that's what it comes down to. There's your sell. There's your next buy. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll say 5 out of 6. How's that? There's another winner right there. Then what defines a winner is it tells you to be long and it goes higher than the day before. That's what defines a win. Sometimes it can be through the roof like this one right here. Sometimes it can be just one day where you just make $1.50 on it. And then there's your sell again right there. And then let's see, let's find another one here. I think this buy it's still in the buy. That's the thing, is it's still in the buy from here, from the 180 area. And that, I guess, you know, you could say that's the winner chicken dinner biggie, you know. And we talked about how we thought the markets were going to go upside, and they have gone upside. So there's the apple dapple. Let's save that workspace. Save, yes, close, bang. Okay, now we've done Apple. These pop into your mind. That's quite all right. Doc, did you change resolution? We see large areas of black screen. It looks as if the Forex multi-charts have not been adjusted to new screen and resolution. No, not really. It's always been that way. So I could write. Back in the old days, I used to have to write stuff in here. I would write where's it at? Right here. I would write stuff. And so I needed that space. I should switch. Oh, one product. Background-wise, I did switch from that black to that black. How's that? Does that look better? And then, let's see now. Oracle. Oh, we did Oracle. Oh, you want to do Oracle again? Sure, go take a look at Oracle. Where's Oracle? Because I don't think I changed it. I left it in there. Because I like Larry Ellison. There's the Oracle right there. And you can see the fast is breaking down after, you know, being in a weekly buy since March. I'll contract it a little bit so you can see it on the whole screen there like that. All right, from the Oracle, talk is that the owner dumped the shares. I guess, you know, maybe, I don't know what you know, is it time to buy a new sailboat? You know, he loves to buy those, like, you know, $120 million sailboats. Mountain West, Wimbledon. Yo, Mountain West, Wimbledon starting today. All right. Bring out the tennis ball. I was just playing around with the tennis ball yesterday. Hot lemonade. I like that. Hot lemonade. What a great name. Let's see. When to short it. Short what? Oracle? Or short gold? Oh, let's see what gold looks like. Gold, we've been shorting gold for a while. 6 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that. Here is gold. Right there. We've been short since the $2,050 area in dollar gold. So 2,050 area, we've been in the weekly sell. See, it's been the weekly sell from there. When the buy, here, it went into a daily buy yesterday, or on Friday. Had been in a daily sell from the previous one was back on the 20th of June. So, okay, there you are. Okay, NCH, okay. They were one of the top performers in 223. Which one's that? Oracle? Yeah, that would make sense. Due to recovery of all cruise lines. Yeah, yes, I heard that last week or a week before. They've done really well. A lot of great earnings came out, I want to say about 7-8 days ago. Something like that, a week and a half back. All these names have one thing in common. Someone put major put trades on them in the last week, so I wonder why. Maybe they're buying straddles. buy the stock, buy the puts, and you have a straddle on. So in other words, maybe they're betting that there's going to be some volatility. I know a lot of people think automatically when a put is bought and you don't know anything else about the rest of their position, you think that they're bears. I can't tell you. I used to have Paul Tudor Jones in my office, a long time ago, where we did the execution for Paul Tudor Jones. And I can't tell you how many times I would hear on the news, Tudor Jones is long 5,000 crude contracts. And at the same time, we had just bought him something like 9,000 puts. Somehow or another, they report one side of the trade. They don't report the other side of it because they're scared of the options. They don't know understand what options do. Half the people on the TV shows, so they don't say anything about it. They just go, "Oh, I'm not going to say anything about the puts. I don't understand it." And so he has a straddle on, right? He owns actually it would be like 7,000 puts, and he'd be long 4,500 future contracts at the same time, and it was a straddle. And so he's betting on volatility. They're saying he's betting on strength. So when you see that the puts are traded, do you know at the same time how much stock is being bought by the same put traders? If you know what their position is, then you can tell us. If you don't know what their position is, then you can't tell us more than the fact that they got long puts. And you have to assume, let's say they're an equity house, you have to assume they own the stock. You can go and look at their what do they call them? The something threes. You can go in and look at the last report sent to the Securities Exchange Commission the last quarter. If they have a position in that stock, you have to assume that they're just building a straddle. I know most people think a straddle is, let's say the stock is a $50 stock, and they think a straddle is buying the 50 call and buying the 50 put, or selling the 50 call and selling the 50 put, selling the straddle. Well, no, there's many forms of straddle. You can be long puts, you can be short calls, you can be long stock. There's all kinds of things you can do. I could give you many twisted examples of it. It all comes down to the gamma and the delta and the theta, figuring how much time you're playing that straddle. All right, they were one of the top performers in 23. Okay, due to recovery of all cruise lines, right? All these names have one thing in common, that you know one side of their trade, but you don't know all their trades. All right, Ali. Euro. We did Euro. Let's do it again. Let's check it out. There is the Euro right there. We're in a 3-day sale of it. It's trying to get into the buy. You can see it's still minus right there. Didn't take out Friday's low. It didn't take out Friday's high. It's trapped in an inside range. We're in a weekly buy, so you don't want to play the short side. We've talked about this last week. We really do believe that cable, matter of fact, it was the title, I think, one day. Cable, someone asked us to look at the GBP JPY. And when we compared the USD JPY compared to GBP JPY and Euro JPY, we found that the Euro and the GBP JPYs pairs trades were outperforming the dollar one enormously. So I forget what we came up with the logic of that at the time, but Doc got into la land of trading, and like I just did with the straddle and the puts. You just never. It's not always clear. Like John Tajarian, he gets on and sometimes he goes, they're buying puts in this. I remember he did that a couple of weeks ago. They just bought $1 million worth of puts in what was it? It was natural gas or something like that. I think it was. It was something like that. Matter of fact, I still have the symbol up on it. Maybe it was Asher. I don't know. And you don't know what their underlying position is. So he goes and buys puts or calls. I think he bought. They were buying 1 million calls. That's what it was. They bought 1 million calls of something for like 5 weeks, 6 weeks. So he jumps in and tries to trade the same thing, and the stock falls like 13 or 15%. You don't just because it happens doesn't mean that you know the whole position. In other words, it doesn't tell you And like I said, I had Paul Tudor Jones execution in my office for a long while. And I can't tell you how many times the media would tell us that he's long oil or short oil or whatever oil, when in fact I saw the whole position go on. And he was not short oil. He was long volatility. He was short the futures contract. He was long the futures contract, and he bought puts. He was betting that there was going to be outright open volatility. And so he had the delta neutral position by buying like 7,000 puts. At the same time, he was long 4,500 futures contracts. And once that moved out of its delta, in other words, he could lighten up on his futures contracts, and sell 500 of them at a time and make some good dollars and still have that straddle on. And then if it drops, his puts make so much money that he's able to go and buy more long contracts and lock in the wins. It's either or. That's the way it works. I assume Ali wants to know, when can one finally short euro? Well, we're in a weekly buy, so when it goes into a weekly sell, we will definitely be thinking about playing the sell side. The way we work it here is we coordinate the dailies. That's what the center algorithm is. We coordinate the bottom algorithm. Over here on J4X, let's show you how we do it on that. Here's J4X right there. And you can see when the yellow line is lower than the green line, that is the sell just like our center one right here. And then when we go and look at it on a weekly versus a daily, same game. Also, the Hinky-Ashke bar has to be green when the green line is above the yellow line. Right here, the slow stochastic versus the fast stochastic. And the Hinky-Ashke, and so same thing with the daily right there. And then you want them all coordinated together like that, like we do over here. And so with red Hinkies, and you can see the 39, 37 today, was at 38.4 with the green at 38.6. So it's trying to get into the plus, and you see we got a green Hinky at the same time. It's trying to tell us that there's strength there. And obviously you can see the same thing going on right here. We are in the weekly buy, as we just showed you. Let's go back to the weekly buy over here. Right there. You got the 4 days of buys, same thing going on here. The J4X follows more of the fast stochastic than the slow, but that's not that important. And then back to the daily, you can see the it's like so tight you don't want to take the trade yet until it closes at the end of the day. It gets into the above, then you want to try to get long it. And same thing here. If we close in a daily buy, then it's a long. But for a short, no. Because we're in a weekly buy. And so you don't short things during weekly buys unless you're using options, like putting a put spread on or something like that, or selling a call spread, so you don't get stopped out. How's that sound? Does that make sense, Ali? And if you want me to re-explain it slower, I can, because I know we're talking about option derivatives, and a lot of people are very uncomfortable with them. As we say, the spooky word. Puts. Calls. Clear. Excellent. No problem at all. I'm always happy to... There are no dumb or wrong questions when it comes to trading and money. There's only short answers or long answers. That's all I ever see it as. So in other words, everything is good to be asked. All right. No more questions? We want more questions. All right. We're going to try to dive out of here a little bit earlier. Say in the next 10 minutes. We'll go from there. But yes. And you know what? What kind of title should we? You should start thinking about the title automatically, because we were really refresh your black today. Okay. I will refresh that. Let's see. We should come up with some title, because this has been a very profound webinar today. We really got into some interesting subjects. What does it mean to be long or short? Maybe something like that. Because here it is. Mountain West says option puts and calls are too scary for me. No, they're not. You just haven't had anybody explain them to you. Some say the same about leverage trading. That is scary to me. Leverage trading is scary to me. It's like as if you're investing in 1970, 1974. Option limit the max loss. Exactly. Yeah, I really like the idea of saying, because we really got into a nice, smooth conversation about what is long and what is short. I think that's what we do. That should be the title of today's trading, because that's really the heart of it all. Yeah, I'll tell you, this leverage stuff, drives me crazy. Why people do such heavy leverage in a very high risk way anymore makes no sense to me. I see Brian Overbuy, the options playbook. Yeah. How can you trade Forex without leverage? Oh, easily. You can use options. You can marry an option to it. You can use binaries. Dukascopy has binaries. I'll try to look at it. What's his name? Brian Overbuy? But stocks may be better used. Only time I think you should use hard, what we call that hard delta, in leverage is during the trading day where you can have a stop in there. But when you trade overnight, you should not use leverage at all. You should use options. I mean, you can use the hard delta if you marry a put to it or a call to it. But, there's no reason to take that type of risk. So, in other words, let's see if we can, top 20 volume. Nice. That looks great. Yeah. No, I understand that. Yeah, I'll move it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like that. I think we lose the. Oh no, that's good. There it is. I see what you're saying. We must have done something and just adjusted it accidentally. How's that? There you go. That's better now. Thank you for keeping an eye on that, Janos. That's great. This is what I think the title should be. What's long or short mean? I think that's important because we've gone through 2/3 of the webinar, and I think that's the best way of describing it, really. Yana says, but stocks may be better use with options. All depends on time frame. Right, exactly. Intraday you can trade with leverage, and have a stop in there to protect you. But overnight, it doesn't work as well. I think that some risk too much leverage for longer term traders. Exactly. The stops are too tight and the people get knocked out with loss during some fundamental events. Exactly. Robin and I talk about it. Janos, Robin and I talk about it. That's exactly what the problem is. Right there, what Janos just said. I think that some risk too much leverage for longer term trades. The stops are too tight and the people get knocked out with a loss during some fundamental events. Exactly. Guys, so I just sent the screenshot to Doc about screens. The more can be covered, the better, because I could barely see the dates of the buys and sells 5 years ago. The top complaint at the brokerage was that people forgot to switch off positions for the weekend. Yep, I bet. I remember that. Yeah. And then the leverage gets reduced for the weekend and they get stopped out. Exactly. Yeah, it's a mechanical game. Trading is a mechanical thing as much as it is a strategy game. In other words, you have to strategically, you're trying to technically understand the direction, right? You're working on the strategy, or the strategy, right? And then the physical, how to execute it. So in other words, you're going, okay, I want to be long. Or like like Ollie's point of view. Ollie is looking to play short side on Euro. Well, be it a day, a week, a month, that's what it comes down to, is that, you have to figure out the time frame you're going to want to play short. Then you got to get into the weekly trend, get the overall stronger trend of the week or monthly going into the sell side. Then you got to get the daily to join in with that, and that's when you decide if you're making a intraday trade versus a weekly trade versus a monthly trade, or a quarterly trade. In other words, so there's a couple moving parts, as Janos is saying, and you can get stopped out just on the physical side by the margin shift over the weekend, and people lose their position. And then it may do exactly what they wanted it to do on Monday or Tuesday, and they got stopped out. And because they didn't take them off on Friday afternoon and put them back on again Monday morning or Sunday night, that type of thing, or whenever. And you got to understand your margin. That's why option derivatives and binaries are so much more important for weekend trading, and hard delta is much more important intraday trading. That type of thing. Yeah, that's the name of the game there. That's literally the whole process of it all. So that is, that's so important to not get trapped and get your head handed to you at the same time. And that's the whole idea out of it all. So. Anyway, Doc's going to get out of here. I got to get out of here. So we will catch you all tomorrow, same time, same channel. I am so happy everybody came in. Come in again tomorrow, and we will look at it all again. And happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Talk to you later, traders. And Ollie, good points, good questions. Same thing with Mountain. Don't be a scared Mountain. It's okay. It's okay. All right, everybody, on the U.S. side, happy 4th of July. And for the rest of the world, we wish you were with us with our Constitution. And not with our leftists, though. I'm sorry that our leftists have done the crazy stuff they've done. So, arrivederci, y'all.